like that all the time, or just since you've been in Petersburg? So you've been singing like that all the time, or just since you've been here? I got you. Petersburg will make you sing better, no question about it. We're proud of you. We're proud of our young people. Let's give them one more round of applause. Excellent job. Excellent job. And again, our prayers go with you. We certainly look forward to hearing the report of a job well done in competition. You know, Ella Fitzgerald, also one who made great strides, great history, paved the way for many in music, and a native of Virginia. Ella Fitzgerald says, "It's not where you come from that's important, but it's where you're going that's really what counts." So once again, can we put our hands together for these young ladies and young men? All right, great job. Next this afternoon, as we continue to celebrate our heritage and our history, we have a young man in our midst who he, in and of himself, just a delightful guy to know, but he's made great history, made great strides for decades, actually. Dr. Cliff Morris is a highly regarded young man who certainly he's a part of a team that we'll tell you about in just a little bit, but preventive cardiologist, is double board certified in cardiology and lifestyle medicine, whose unique approach takes into account the physical, the psychological, as well as cultural and social aspects of heart disease. The Morris Cardiovascular and Risk Reduction Center, of course, was founded in 2011 by Dr. Morris and has the first medical fitness program of its kind, which reverses heart disease and diabetes through the comprehensive lifestyle change, also known as lifestyle medicine. Educated at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, he received his BS degree in biology while playing basketball for the legendary coach, Dean Smith. And of course, if you don't know Dr. Morris, you'll see him when he stands up. You know he has the height for basketball, and I believe he has the skills too. His former teammate include greats such as Michael Jordan, Kenny Smith, and Brad Daugherty. His life work has earned him prestigious recognition for his humanitarian efforts, including in 2008, the Plane Tree Physician Award for his compassion-oriented patient care. In 2009, he received the first physicians at John Randolph Hospital Medical Center to be honored with the HCS Award, Humanitarian Award. He was honored also with the same award again in 2019, and in 2014, he was honored with Richmond's top award for Best Bedside Manner by Our Health magazine. Dr. Morris has 4 children, 3 grandkids, and currently lives with his loving wife, Fran. And of course, he has his dog, Dusty. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together, show your gratitude, appreciation for a well-known, well-thought-of, and certainly well-versed when it comes to cardiology, Dr. Cliff Morris. Come on, put your hands together.
Good evening, everyone. It is indeed an honor to be here with you this afternoon. As Dr. Phillips said, my name is Dr. Cliff Morris. We're at Morris Cardiovascular Risk Reduction Center, and our main emphasis is to change behavior through evidence-based medicine, fitness, and nutrition. And I just thought it was going to be a great idea to talk about health from not only from a Black perspective, but just from a human being perspective. Before the kids had left, I had planned on snagging 3 or 4 of them for a little demonstration. So what I'm going to do instead is ask for anybody in the audience that would mind just coming up here for a little demonstration, because I'm all about teaching. And so any 4 people, it doesn't matter. If you would like to come up, this is a very brief demonstration. Yeah, I would like the young man to come up also. That would be wonderful. That would be a lot of fun. Dr. Phillips, come on up. Okay, I got 3. Come on up to the stage right up here. That's it. Awesome. All right, and I'm going to stand. So I need one more person. Thank you. All right, awesome. Yes, that's right. Thank you. That's so nice of you. Oh, that's so wonderful. You just came right up out of nowhere like that. Yes. Okay. I would like for all 4 of you to stand right in a row right here in front here. All right, so one of the most important, and Dr. Phillips, if you could get right here, I want my young man right over here, okay? So what is your name?
Marcus.
Marcus. All right, everybody. Okay, so I thought today what I would need to talk to everyone here about, particularly in the Black and brown community, is diabetes. Diabetes. Does anyone ever heard of this thing called the A1C? Has anybody heard of this A1C? All right. This, in my opinion, is the single most important lab that everyone needs to know in 2022, the A1C, because it is the blood test that tells you how close you are to diabetes. But one of the big buzzwords of 2022 is insulin resistance. Insulin resistance. Has anybody ever heard of insulin resistance? You're about to hear about it now. Okay, all right, so what is insulin resistance? Insulin resistance is the condition that leads to diabetes. And so, many people will say, well, what causes diabetes? And they'll say, eating too much sugar, right? Obvious, right? But what a lot of people don't realize is that this insulin resistance involves the tissues, the actual tissues of the body. Okay, so Marcus is going to come over here with me, and Marcus is going to represent insulin in the body that is secreted by the pancreas. So whenever there's a lot of sugar in the system, the body says, okay, this is very toxic. Sugar in high amounts is very toxic. So what the body does is says, okay, I'm going to make insulin, because insulin is the great storage hormone. What it does is it stores the sugar if you do not burn it, i.e. like this. So, okay, all right, okay. All right, so Dr. Phillips here is going to represent the muscles of the body. So I would like for you to place your hands out like this, okay? I would like for you, our young poet, to place your hands out. She's going to represent the liver cells, all right? So place your hands out. And here we have the pancreas cells. Place your hands out, please. Everything in the body needs sugar. Right now, my arms are working because they're using sugar, right? I'm using my muscles, right? But when I eat a lot of sugar, insulin is secreted. Marcus, I'd like you to put your hands up like this. Insulin is secreted, and it takes in all this sugar, right? And its job is to store it and provide it to the muscles, right? Okay, so now Marcus wants to go and give all this sugar to these wonderful the muscle cell and the liver cell and the pancreas cell that need it. However, in this particular body, there's been a large consumption of saturated fat. And saturated fat comes, you know what I'm talking about. It comes in the form of cheese and greasy foods and those kinds of things that is very prominent in the Black and brown culture. I grew up down in North Kakalaki, so I had this every day of my life, and I've seen what happens when you consume a lot of these products, the saturated fat. So I want you to keep your eye on what happens when you consume a lot of saturated fat. All right, so now the saturated fat actually comes into the muscle cell and causes it to close down. So Dr. Phillips, put your hands down, please. Okay, everybody else keep your hands up. That's it. All right, so now when Marcus comes to bring all this wonderful sugar to the muscle cell, Marcus, take the sugar over there. Okay, bring it over to Dr. Phillips and hold it right in front of him. Dr. Phillips is going to wave his head, nope, no, not today, no, because he's full of saturated fat. Full of saturated fat, okay? All right, so then this particular individual eats some more of the bacon and all these things that cause the arteries to clog, and now he's going to go to the liver cell because, the muscles say, look, I'm full of saturated fat. Go check with the liver. So now he says, okay, so Marcus, going over to the liver cell, but the liver cell's all saturated too. And so, arms down. Oh, isn't that sad? Okay, so, so Marcus is saying, will you guys please accept all the sugar? This is way too much sugar. And the liver cell says, nope, sorry. So the liver says, listen, I mean, he's like, go check with the pancreas. Go check with the pancreas. Maybe the pancreas needs some sugar, right? Because the pancreas, every tissue needs sugar. So the insulin takes the sugar over to the pancreas. However, the pancreas also is saturated. And the pancreas is like, okay? So I'd like for all three of you just to do like this. This is insulin resistance. The tissues are resistant to the insulin. All right? Does everybody get that? Okay. Insulin resistance. So how do you correct the situation? The battle is in the plate. The battle is in the plate, and that is getting these things out of the plate and moving towards more plants. Plants. How much cholesterol is in plants? 0, okay? Except for just a few, peanuts and those kinds of things, a little saturated fat in it, but cholesterol, 0, right? So now, by eating more plants, eventually, the saturated fat leaves the cells and the tissues of the pancreas, and the pancreas can, once again, bring the hands up, and the insulin can bestow the sugar onto the pancreas. There we go. All right, Marcus, come here to the liver. The liver is now receptive. Good job. And now, Marcus, please come to the muscles, because the muscles need that. And once again, the muscles are now receptive. Very good. Marcus, please come over here. The cells are now insulin sensitive. They are now sensitive to the insulin that the body is trying to make. Does everybody understand that? Please give our actresses and actors a round of applause, and you guys may have a seat. Thank you very much. Great job, Marcus. Hey, Marcus, give me some. Oh, all right, nice. So I wanted to take this as an opportunity to teach, because I think the best thing that I can possibly give you is information that you can use today. What's 2 ways that you can lower your insulin resistance? One is by getting all of the saturated fat out of your life and moving to a more plant-based, a whole food, plant-based existence. And this is what we do in our office. And by doing this, we've been able to get many people off of their blood pressure and diabetic medicines, including a gentleman just a couple of days ago who's 76 years old. He is no longer on any blood pressure medicine. I even discharged him from our office. He will not need to come see me because he has been free of his blood pressure medicine for over a year now. Isn't that crazy? 76 years old. And I want you to know that each and every one of you can do the same thing. This is not something that is special for anybody. I want to conclude my talk today, as I just wanted to be brief, and talk about the coronavirus, because this corona thing has got us all backed up and has caused some major issues. I had it about 5 or 6 weeks ago. And when you have this thing here, it has a tendency to really throw a monkey wrench into every aspect of our lives. And when it comes, the question becomes, particularly in the black and brown community, what are you going to do to get through this? And it's going to be the people who really are vigilant in maintaining health. As far as I'm concerned, and particularly again the black and brown community, we have got to come up to the plate. We have got to come up to the plate. We cannot wait on government to do this. We can't wait on, nothing happening in Washington to do this. We have to assume full responsibility for our health. How can we do that? By increasing the amount of the whole foods that we eat, and also by increasing the amount of physical activity. By aligning with a healthier state of mind. And honestly, I think today is going to be a big day, particularly for everybody here in this audience. I think you guys are all here with a purpose in mind, and that is to listen to everything that I'm telling you so you can take this out and give it to everybody out in the world. Maybe this corona thing is not so much about throwing us off track and creating a lot of stress in our lives. Maybe it is here to tell us about our separation from excellent health. Maybe it's also an avenue for us to bring and come back together. maybe it's time for us all to come back together, whether you believe in vaccination or no, whether it's mask or no mask, doesn't matter. Your immune system is where it's at, and we can all have a conversation because we all breathe in the same air right now. And nobody gets out of the situation until we all get out of the situation. And so, therefore, with that, folks, I hope that you've learned something today. I hope this is something that you can take to your families, to the next family reunion. Your next celebration at home should all be moving towards eating more, getting more regular physical activity. And the fear of the virus is really where it's at. But today, we are going to be talking about spreading a new virus, and that's a virus of family. And that's a virus of eating healthfully. It's a virus of moving healthily. It's a virus of having more purpose in your life. And when you have those things, it actually improves your longevity. So with that, folks, you guys have the most awesome day of your entire lives, and I thank you for the privilege. Wayne, Dr. Phillips, please give me the honor of coming and speaking today. Thank you very much.